Hi everybody, welcome back to Tommy Maroon Sports Show right here on WCTV, where we like to have fun. We're going to get to these papers that I just accidentally hit for in just a second. God, I can't speak, can I? But what I can tell you about are those Cleveland Cavaliers. How about those Cleveland Cavaliers going 18-2 in the last 20 games? There's Darius Garland for you, folks. But looking at the team stats heading into last night, 115 points per game on the dot. 48.3% field goal percentage, 36.2 three-point field goal percentage, 77.2 free throw percentage, 45.2 rebounds per game, 27.2 assists per game, 7.7 steals per game, and 4.8 blocks per game. So now it's time to look at the games that have happened before the All-Star break, including Cavs Nets, which was a 118-95 win, where Donovan Mitchell had 27 points, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen 14 points, and at least 10 rebounds each. Mikal Bridges, 26 points. Cam Thomas, 17 points. Cavs were never trailing when playing the Nets, which is always a good sight to see, and had 10 more blocks than the Nets. How about that? And then Cavs at the Raptors. That was the 9th consecutive win for the good old Cleveland Cavaliers. 119-95. 8 Cavs players with double digits. Jared Allen being one of them and also had 15 rebounds. Evan Mobley, another one, 11 rebounds. Scotty Barnes had a triple-double, 24 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. RJ Barron, Grady Dick, 14 points each. And the Raptors were only winning in the first quarter, and Cavs had 14 more rebounds. Then the Cavs against the 76ers at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Unfortunately, that resulted in a loss, 123 to 121. So there was that. Excuse me for that, folks. So looking at Donovan Mitchell, 36 points. 14 of them came at the free throw line. Darius Garland, Jared Allen, 21 points each. Evan Mobley, 14 points, 10 rebounds. Kelly Oubre Jr. and Buddy Hield, 24 points each. Cavs were winning. Yeah, they were up after the third quarter and shot a little under 50% from the field. And then this game last night, of course, you see everything right there. The Cavs were trailing by 11 in the first quarter. Things didn't look good for them. And they came back to win it, folks. Yes, sir. It was a final score of 108 to 105, and it was a fun game to say the least. I finally got to watch those good old Cleveland Cavaliers because, as you can tell, they were on ESPN. I got home after announcing the BW Heidelberg game that we ultimately lost in men's basketball. But I came home and I saw this. I saw Donovan Mitchell score 30 points and have 6 rebounds and 7 assists. And Jared Allen, 13 points, 10 rebounds. And Evan Mobley, 14 points, 9 rebounds. Andre Drummond, remember that name? He had 10 points and 15 rebounds. Kobe White, let's see what he did. If I can pull it up, folks. Kobe White, 32.7 rebounds. And DeMar DeRozan, 24 points and 6 assists. Looking at everything right here, the Cavs shot worse at the free throw line and the three-point line, but had 13 more assists. Cavs are looking like they are just having a little too much fun right now. So we will now talk about the exciting world of high school boys basketball with our handy-dandy papers. Yes, sir. Excuse me, I forgot my phone and stuff. This is Northeast District 1 in Division 1 in Twinsburg. St. Ignatius looks like they're going to run away with this. They will easily defeat either Cuyahoga Falls or North Olmsted. I got to go with the Eagles. And then St. Ignatius probably going to beat up on the Eagles, unfortunately. Lakewood against Midview. Who knows what can happen there. Maybe Midview will win that thing. So you never know, folks. And then Hudson, Normandy. Hudson will win that, which means that Hudson will be taking on Midview. And, of course, Hudson, I think, should win that at their place. They got a good gym out there. And then St. Ignatius going to do their thing and beat up on Hudson. So there is that. And then you got Stowe against North Ridgeville. Stowe lost 3 of their seniors to the oldest and greatest university in America, Baldwin Wallace. Yes, AJ, Titus, and Nick. Of course, they all did great jobs out there at Stowe. Otherwise, we would never have gotten them in the first place. But I still think they have what it takes to win. And then they take on Elyria. pick the Pioneers out of that. Just think they have what it takes. Solon, who has not been doing shabby so far, will take on Elyria. In my opinion, I think Solon can continue it with a big win over the Pioneers. Two schools that used to be in the GCC, but of course are not now. And then St. Ignatius will walk away as winners. I believe they are number 1 in the polls of Northeast Ohio Zone's top 25. So there it is right there, folks. Of course, I ever tell you he should really start to do girls basketball as well, because girls basketball is a lot of fun. You know that. You know I enjoy it. And then right here, this is going to be Northeast 2 in Alliance. Yes, where the Evil Empire headquarters is. I think it's going to come down to Louisville and Glen Oak, just judging by this. Louisville with Akron North, they ought to win that. And then they take on Firestone, they ought to win that. And then their highest seed they take on after that will be Medina. That won't be a shabby game. Unless, of course, Bedford can pull off an upset. But I don't think Bedford's going to pull off the upset. So there is that. Just looking at my picks and stuff. Sorry about that, folks. Just want to make sure because I noticed a lot of things that look similar out there. But yeah, Medina against Louisville. I'm picking Louisville because the Leopards are very good at basketball, as we all know by now. And then you have the Cleveland Heights Tigers against Mayfield, picking Cleveland Heights, and against Cam McKinley. I tell you, McKinley's been doing well this season. Copley against Glen Oak, picking Glen Oak. I think Glen Oak's got a good shot at that, and then they ought to beat Nordonia and then take down McKinley. And then it comes down to a good game in Alliance. Glen Oak and Louisville. I got the Leopards out of that. I think they're the better team out there, so we'll give them the win out there and make them district champions. All right, up next, Division 1 Northeast 3 in Euclid. Who are the heavyweights, you might be wondering why. It consists of Dover being one heavyweight, Massillon Jackson being another heavyweight, and Greene being a heavyweight up north, along with Mentor. Yep, Mentor probably going to take them on. Aurora playing Roosevelt in a game of what will be more American Conference action for them. I think Aurora wins that, and then they fall to Greene. Of course, did you hear, folks? Did you hear that they're expanding the divisions out there in high school basketball, which could help us, the Highland Hornets, because usually we don't win that much in boys basketball, which is quite a shame. I mean, girls basketball, of course, we're doing fine out there. We got Euclid on Saturday. We'll get to that later. Of course, I wish I could call that game, but obviously I won't be because there is a women's lacrosse game and a women's basketball game for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Happens to be that day, so there is that. I got Greene against Jackson. I got the Bulldogs playing the Polar Bears. Who do I have winning that one? I don't know yet. But any of these schools have a fair shot making it. I think Jackson has what it takes. Give me the Polar Bears. Why not? They could pull off a bit of a run. Then you got District 4 which is at Copley, the double-decker known as the Copley Indians Gym. Brunswick and St. Ed's. You can basically insert them, pencil them in for the finals in this district. Brunswick has Max S. Hayes and then Valley Forge. They will easily win that. And who's the next highest seed? Well, Brush against Lake. Got to go with Brush out there. And then Garfield against Riverside. Going to pick Garfield. And then after that, Brush against Garfield. Got to go with Brush. And then Brunswick against Brush. Got to go with the Devils. Devils very good at what they do. They did take us down by a decent amount this year. Of course, one of their former players is a starter for the Yellow Jackets, of course, and Braden Hamilton. Braden, a good guy. He starts for us, as I mentioned. He's a good 3-shooter. Well, I'm pretty sure we all know that by now if you've been watching WHBW. If you haven't subscribed to us yet, I highly suggest that you do. It's always a lot of fun. So, St. Ed's against Brunswick. I am picking the Eagles to come out on top. I just think they have what it takes to win it. They are experienced. They are very good. And they are a private school. They have the huge advantage. Northeast 5 sectional/district. Hey, the Highlanders are in this one. The bad news is that we got to go to Toledo if we get out of the district. And that's a huge if because we got Homestead Falls, which I think should be easy. But then again, we went to overtime against Buckeye and got swept to Copley. And mainly that was our former coach. Those were our former coaches. Of course, they're great guys, as we all know by now. But then it could be what many people consider to be a death sentence in Brecksville, and I got a bad feeling Brecksville is going to murder us. But who knows? I pray to God I'm wrong. Dear Lord, I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, University School against Wilby South. I'm going to go Wilby South. Strongsville ought to beat the lights out of them. You know, when I saw the brackets come out and I saw that we had, who do you call them? The Bees, I was a little concerned because I'm like, oh man, here we go. I don't like when that happens. So the 4 is all set up by now. It's going to be Hoover against Brecksville and Hoban against Strongsville. Got to go Brecksville against Hoban. Once again, you got to give those private schools the advantage out there. They do a great job out there. Coach Griffith, a good man. I was talking with him last night. His son, Andrew, also plays for the Yellow Jackets. Yeah, a lot of Yellow Jacket talent from Northeast Ohio. I think Coach TK is going to get it done against Brecksville in the finals. Northeast 6 in Lakewood. Garfield Heights looks like the big one out here, as they will take on John Marshall or Lakeside. I'll go with the Warriors in the first one, and then Garfield Heights in the second. Berea Mid-Park against Westlake. Going to go Berea Mid-Park. They ought to beat Wadsworth as well. And then Garfield Heights will take on them. They should win that. St. Vincent St. Mary has been struggling immensely this season. I think they can go on a little bit of a run. I think they'll catch fire soon, but I don't think they're going to get that far. And not to mention the fact that they got the Barberton Magics. And the Magics have only lost 2 games so far this season. Hopefully it'll be 3 losses this season when we take them on tomorrow night against Barberton at our place. We only lost to them by 5 last time. So you never know, but I think Garfield Heights will take down the Magics in the district finals. Barberton didn't even win a single game last year, and here they are being one of the most feared teams in Northeast Ohio. That is hard to believe. What's also hard to believe is that we're now on Division II Northeast 1, which is in Warren. Ursuline against Colin. Gotta go with Ursuline. The Fighting Irish out there should win that, and then they ought to beat Lincoln West as well. Of course, Ursuline out near Youngstown, the Inzer Belt, as I like to call it. And Cleveland, Lincoln West. Well, I just mentioned it. They're in Cleveland. So there is that. That'll be a long drive for them. I don't think they'll be up for it. And then Marlington against Cleveland Central Catholic. I think Cleveland Central Catholic will win it. And then they'll fall to Ursuline. How much time do we have? Less than 13 minutes. All right, I think we can do it. Gilmore Academy, I think, can get some things brewing out there with wins over Edgewood and before that St. Martin de Porres. West Geauga, I think, will beat NDCL. And then Geneva takes them down. Geneva and Ursuline in the finals for the district. And, of course, I got Ursuline winning that. So there is that. We'll get to Tommy's picks in just a minute, folks. It'll be for girls basketball, so have no fear. We got 4 more districts to go. District 2 in Northeast 2 and Division 2. But yeah, Woodridge against Salem. Going to go with the Bulldogs of Woodridge. And now against Warrensville Heights, picking Warrensville Heights. Coventry against Cloverleaf. I'll go with the Colts. Of course, Cloverleaf is Mr. Damon's high school, but he definitely told us that by now. Cloverleaf against Norton, going to go with the Panthers. Panthers, I think, will march to the District finals against Warrensville Heights with a win over Warrensville Heights, I ought to say. And then Buckeye against Revere, going to pick those Minutemen. Keep in mind, the Minutemen did down, who do you call them, Barberton. They're one of the two schools that beat Barberton. We did sweep them this season. Of course, the Highland Hornets, we are a very Jekyll and Hyde-like team out there. You don't know which team's going to show up. I think Hawk and Norton and the Panthers are going to come out on top. With a win over Hawken, the Panthers will win the district. Of course, Norton's got a good basketball program. They got a lot of good programs out there in sports, don't they? Football, they went unbeaten this year. I mean, yeah, they were a second-round exit, but still, either a second-round or third-round exit. I know that they were going to run into Central Catholic nonetheless. And Toledo Central Catholic, of course, has become a D3, D2 powerhouse by now in football. I know that from a first-hand point of view. Poland Seminary, I think, is going to take down Kansas South. Talmadge against Springfield, got to go with the Devils out there, but the Blue Devils will not be doing well out there when they take on the CVCA Royals. I think CVCA is going to go to the district finals. And then Cheney against McKinley. Well, whomever it is obviously going to be trounced, unfortunately, to VASJ. Of course, the hybrid of Villa Angela and St. Joe's, which merged years ago, of course, but I'm pretty sure we all know that by now. And VASJ will take on Holy Name. Got to go VASJ. And I think VASJ will fall to the Royals. Give me CVCA to win that district. Two more. There is District 4 in North Ridgeville. North Ridgeville with a pretty good gym, I will admit that. Shaw against Ravenna, going to go with the Ravens, but whoever wins that one's going to get destroyed, seemingly, because Lutheran West is in that, or takes on the winner of that game. Unless there's going to be a major upset, but I don't think there's going to be a major upset. And Jefferson area, I think, will take on the Longhorns, where they will meet their fate. Rocky River against Firelands. I'm going to go Rocky River. Why not? And Brookside, I think, will beat them. So we'll pencil in Brookside, or pen in Brookside, because we're writing with a pen. Howland against Harvey. Got to go with Howland. And then you got Madison. I think Madison will beat them. And then Madison against Brookside, going to go Madison. But whomever wins that game doesn't really matter, because Lutheran West should beat the tar out of them. Longhorns very good at what they do. One more. Northeast 5 in Louisville. Norwayne against Field. I got Norwayne. Of course, Buchtel did win the state championship not that long ago. I think they can do it again with a win and an upset. Yeah, you heard from me first. An upset over Norwayne. And then Glenville against Girard. I got to go with the Tar Blooders. Of course, a lot of those folks playing football as well. They have won back-to-back state championships there. I think Glenville will take down Akron Buchtel. So Tar Blooders over the Griffins. So we'll give Glenville the win out there. And then Orange against Hubbard. Going to go with Orange, the Lions. And then Canfield against East. Going to go Canfield. Canfield against Cano. Going to go, Cano. Going to go Canfield. The Cardinals are just really good out there. And then you have Northwest against Orange. Going to go Northwest. Canal Fulton Northwest. And then Northwest against Canfield. Going to go with the Canfield Cardinals. And I think they will not beat the Tar Blooders. I think Glenville is going to come out on top in that district. So we got it all done. 11 of them done, but have no fear. Tommy's picks is coming up right about now. We will see the picks right here, folks. So, yep, let's get them out there. High school girls basketball playoff edition. Division 1 Northeast 1. John Marshall will beat Rhodes. I'll machine gun my way through this because I see we don't have that much time left. Twinsburg over Lakewood. Walsh to beat Willoughby South. North Ridgeville over Hoover. And Boardman will beat Massillon Perry. In Northeast 2, my lock of the week, Lake Blue Streaks over Garfield. Highland will beat the Euclid Panthers. I wish I could be there, but obviously I won't. I apologize to the girls in advance. I'll be there in spirit, don't worry. Amherst will beat Glen Oaks, Stowe over Lakeside, and McKinley will beat St. Joe's. In Northeast 3, Hoban should easily beat Barberton. Barberton not really that good, and girls basketball, of course. Boys basketball, they're great, but this season and the last few seasons, really, they've been struggling. And then Avon against NDC, I'm going to pick Avon. Riverside will beat Hudson. Medina will beat North. And then in the 4th district, Nordonia over Firestone, Westlake over Harding, Louisville over Cleveland Heights, and Green will beat the Bears in North Royalton. Division 1 Northeast 5, I got Bream Mid-Park beating Cleveland JFK. And then Lorraine against Garrett Morgan, I'm picking Lorraine. Here's an upset. North Olmsted will beat Normandy. I just have a feeling about it. And then Maple Heights against Garfield Heights, picking Maple Heights. Then Northeast 6, we got Roosevelt against Shaker Heights, picking Shaker Heights. Mayfield against Midview, picking Mayfield. Chardon will beat John Hay, and Wadsworth will beat Eastlake North. We said last week Wadsworth has a good shot at winning the district. Northeast 1 and Division 2, I should say. That's on the right of your screen. You see Ursuline's going to beat Kenston. Lutheran East will beat St. Martin de Poors. And then Aurora will beat Padua. Golly, why did I butcher that? I don't know. But what I do know is that I think Crestwood will beat Jefferson Area and Alliance will beat Fairview. And then Laurel against Bedford, going to pick Laurel. Field against Buckdale, picking Buckdale. Kent South against West Geauga, picking Kent South. Chagrin Falls will beat Cloverleaf. West Branch over Coventry. And then St. Vincent St. Mary, the next district, should easily beat Shaw. Girard will beat Youngstown East. Holy Name over Marlington. Salem over Struthers. And Canfield will beat Brookside. Then in Northeast 4, don't worry, we got 2 more districts left, including Northeast 4. I got Berkshire beating Canoe. Talmadge will beat up on Hayes. Howland will beat Ravenna. Firewinds over Bay. And Copley's just gonna steamroll the Buckeye Bucks, aren't they, folks? Then in Northeast 5, Streetsboro against East Tech, picking Streetsboro. Elyria Catholic will beat Clearview. Orange will beat Springfield. CVCA over Hawken, and Beaumont will beat Harvey. Well, we did it. We did a lot this week, didn't we? We got through these 11 papers. We got through my picks in 2 divisions. Yeah, be sure to subscribe to WHBW and catch me on the airwaves on 88.3 FM, Distinct Cleveland's modern rock alternative. Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. It really is a pain to drive up so early in the morning, but hey, I'm up for it, I guess. Till next time on Tommy Maroon, thanking you for watching. I will see you next week for more exciting stuff on Tommy Maroon Sports Show. Take care, everybody.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.